All right, let's bring you into all of this. You've listened to Coach Sunday Olise speak about Nigeria's new look Super Eagles team. For him, if you're not playing up to international standard, you don't have a place in his team.
No way.
And the new list of the Super Eagles confirms that. Let's get you talking. After listening to Coach Sunday Olise, do you think we're on the right path to rebranding Nigerian football? Talk to us on Twitter. We're channels_sports, and on Facebook, we're channels-sports. You know how to join the discussion. Today, the hashtags, African Games, we're counting down, guys, 17 more days. We're also taking a look at the Super Eagles list. That's the hashtag to join the discussion. And of course, we'll talk about boxing in Nigeria. We have a Nigerian professional boxer standing by to speak to us. So we just love talking sports. It's sports this morning on Channels TV. Cecilia.
Okay, the papers are definitely next. And Toby Emmanuel from New Telegraph is with us this morning, Assistant Sports Editor. Good morning, Toby.
Looking smashy.
Good to have you around.
And there you go again with the handshake.
Toby, let's rub it in.
I didn't ask you to do it.
Okay, do the third time. Do the third time. Do the third time. You're loud. Knuckles the third time.
Okay.
Nice one. Okay. Okay, now I want to I'm starting with, complete sports. Yeah. Okay, Emenike leads 18 foreign pros for Tanzania.
It's a good thing the Super Eagles are trying to come into the party now. As in now we know what Olise is looking at. But let us make a fact here. Whether Olise brings 20 or 100 players, Nigerians will always complain. But as analysts, we need to educate the populace, especially sports fans, because a lot of us are enlightened. When I say a lot of us, the sports fans. Now, and I want to also say Olise should be very careful of statements, because statements are very critical in people assessing your judgment on issues. Now, when he came in, he said he's not going to invite any player that is not playing in top leagues. After a few days, he said, okay, there must be 1 or 2 waivers for players, and also when you equate it, when you say what's the meaning of top league, then you try to equate the leagues that you're playing in, and so if for Emenike does not play in top league. If you're using the word top league, top flight football. You can't. You play in Asia, you can't compare it to a player playing in EPL like Ojo Igalo. So if you want to use that word, you have to be careful with statements, because statements are also always. And also yesterday at the forum I had with the senior editors in Lagos, he said he's not going to get himself involved in the buying and selling of players. That statement now justifies the fact that since the time even of Clement Westerhoff, they have been buying and selling of players in the Super Eagles. Because I was at the World Cup in 2014 Brazil. We had in that squad, we have 5 players being managed by one single agent. And that's part of the reason we never had bench. Because when you look at the bench, we never had players who could come in to, you see, we saw what Man City did. We saw that they were reaching from their reaching bench. So for every player that comes on to replace another player, we have that something that is bringing to the team. Now going back to the team, now we have some few additions to the teams. It's good he's building his own team, he's building his own player, try to create his own style, and also player that want to die for him on the pitch. It also brings room for competition. So in all, the only player for me, this is a personal reason, the only player I feel deserves to be in the team, because now there's an exclusion of players playing in the EPL or playing in English football, except for Carl Ikeme, a goalkeeper who have monitored 29 years over time, and he has been there. We're watching with Wolves. But Ojo Igalo, there is no reason to justify the exclusion of.
He's not playing in top 5, top 5. I mean top 4.
That is where. Excuse me. That is where.
That's the statement I'm actually looking at.
Top league, top league or top club. I mean, we really need to define that.
No. What he said. I mean, we listened to him. I mean, when he was talking about the fact that you must be playing top flight football. Top flight football simply means you must be playing in the top team, in the sense that in the professional team, like you have the English Premier League, you have the Championship. So you can't be playing in Championship and make my team. So you have to be playing in the top 4, like you're having Manchester.
You're playing
maybe Chelsea, Man United, Liverpool, or Arsenal. I mean, that's what he's looking at. He's not looking at you playing at the bottom of it. So for Al Ain, that's what I was able to take from that quote.
You are making. Sorry.
Take that quote. Al Ain, for instance, happens to be the champions of UAE. So more like
Cecilia, you are even making it more complicated for Sunday Olise. Now you are making it more complicated for him because how many of our players play for top teams in the world? In the past, we had even Sunday Olise playing for Juventus. So excuse me. Top clubs. What in the contest?
He didn't mention European.
The contest, okay, from my own understanding, let me use this. From my own understanding, what he meant in that contest was playing in the top flight league.
Yes.
It's not about clubs because we don't have even our players, apart from Mikel Obi that plays in Chelsea. And is the other counter, the winger, Victor Moses. Now, but what he meant by top flight league is you can't just come from a league, maybe one Scandinavian country, or you come from a place, a place like Malta, scoring goals,
Cyprus.
But don't take it away from it.
You wouldn't have invited people like Emenike. I think what he was trying to say was that if you're whatever you're playing at, you must be playing in the top 4 in that particular country.
Exactly.
So that's where you have the likes of Emenike. That's where you have the, no, you can't invite anybody because in the same, that's where you have the likes of Emenike in that place. Okay. We'll go to Sports Day now. You have Sports Day. You have Olise drops Mikel, Moses, and Igalo. So what do you think about this one?
That is the basic. Now, for me, like I said, it's the coach. He takes the credit, he takes the blame. Now, let the media support him, let the fans support him in all he's doing. But nevertheless, it's just as part of our responsibility because this question keep coming. Even on my personal Twitter handle, a lot of people have been calling me since yesterday. A lot of people have been reaching out to me on phones and everything. Why Igalo? So, but the coach has, when we meet him, he has the opportunity to also explain the reason for his thing. But it's good for the team, bringing new player. But the only thing I have again, or two issues I have. One, the Super Eagles shouldn't be a place for rehabilitation. We've had that in the past. We have Joel Obi, who has not played for a very long, he's had injury concerns. We have Lukman Haruna, who also had injury because I've not been playing consistently. We have some other players who are just coming to the park. Now, we just try to see what he can do with the team. But don't let us write off the Twitter thing. Because even if we bring 20 best players, Nigerians, we all will still complain. So give it to the less supporting and give him whatever. But for me, Igalo. Then lastly, the other point, then we said in the past, he made a statement, the second statement he made yesterday. So it's not in Super Eagles to buy or trade players. But we have 2 players that are in the team that was released yesterday that are directly involved to his elder brother, Churchill Olise, who once played for their team. So there are issues with...
They are
there.
Let's move on, guys.
If you can point out those names. If we can, Sporting Live also have what we just talked about. Sporting Live has what we just talked about. Okay, so we'll actually leave Sporting
I have Soccer Star here. Well, so much as it concerns the foreign scene on Soccer Star, but of course, the one on the top corner there talking about Olise axes, Mikel and Moses picks 18 Eagles for the game against Tanzania. If you have to look at the foreign, perhaps, Arsenal, Man U, battle for Götze, Mario Götze. I don't know how that is going to pan out because Mario Götze, for me, I think he still has a great future in Bayern Munich. But if he leaves...
Götze has not been able to prove himself like he did where in Bayern, Guardiola gave him that room to establish himself to play. But I feel he has not been consistent enough, personal opinion. But if he's settled this season, there's no need for him leaving Bayern because it's good for him and good for his career. Going to Arsenal, going to Man U, we start all over again. I'll start struggling. And you get to a stage when you start struggling, you'll not be even in contention for even your national team. You need to play consistently and prove yourself. It's speculations. We know how transfer is being done. A lot of players have been Benzema have been for 100 days have been linked to Arsenal. At the end of the Benzema stay, we had Higuain last season be linked to Arsenal. As if some people say, even if he was trekking from Spain, he will have gone to London. But it's good. It's the transfer. We see the EPL teams trying to get some players, even the Spanish La Liga. Now, going back to Barca, the defense line, they need to stabilize the defense
They can't do that till January.
but let's see what's going to. It's going to be interesting this season in Europe.